What's up, my reseller friends? My name is Sabrina. I thrift to resell on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and I am a full-time reseller. Now, I told myself when I first started making YouTube videos that I would never be the type of YouTuber that filmed videos in my car. Well, here we are. And this is probably like my 5th or 6th video I've ever filmed in my car. But I know that you all can relate to me with the fact that sometimes it's hard to make time to do all the things. So you just got to make compromises sometimes and do things when you can. So right now I am in my car waiting for my daughter to get out of school. So I had time to film a video. So this is where I'm doing it. So I really didn't have a video idea for today, Friday. And I told myself that I was not going to post a video this Friday, and I was at peace with that decision, but then I felt convicted like I needed to post a video. So I thought I'd just come on here real quick, talk to you guys for a little bit. And since I didn't have any ideas, I just went through some of the comments on some of my older videos. I picked out 4 questions from some of my viewers, and I thought I'd answer those 4 questions in a quick video. So I'm not going to say whose ever like name it was who left these questions, because I just don't know if they would want me to or not. So because of that, I'm just gonna let everybody be anonymous. Okay, so the first question is, do you list daily on eBay, and how many times do you post? So yes, I list daily on eBay. I list Monday through Friday every single day. If I'm taking one of those dates off, I make sure that I have some listings banked in my draft so that I could list on that day. I do not list on Saturday and Sunday. However, I feel like I should. So it is I am trying to like prep myself into the fact that I may be trying to work a little bit harder to build up a bigger draft bank so that I can start listing things on Saturday and Sunday, because I think it would be a good idea to do that, but right now I just don't. And then I try to list at the very least 10. So I don't want to list less than 10 listings. Even if I list one item that's worth a lot. Let's say I list one item that's worth $300. That's still not good enough. I want to be consistent at listing at least 10. However, if I am listing a bunch of small things, like for example, I just went and listed a bunch of cassettes, and a lot of them only had a value of about $4 plus shipping. So I'm not going to just list 10 of those and call it a day, right? So if I'm going to be listing items that aren't as valuable, I have to list more. And I ended up having to list 30 of those in that day. So I that's basically how I do it. Next question. This was right after I had gotten back from Hawaii. With the wedding and wanting to take a break from everything, while you were in Hawaii, were you still tempted to want to check out the thrifts? Yes. Now, did I? No. Because I was there with my husband and my daughter, and we were only there for 5 days, and we've never been there before, so we wanted to check out all the things, so there just simply wasn't time. But I will say that when I do travel, I always want to check out thrifts. It doesn't always happen, and it normally doesn't happen, but it's just always something that's on my mind and on my heart that I would love to do. Someone even commented on one of the videos telling me that some of the Goodwill bins in the thrift stores in Hawaii are actually really good. So I am kind of feeling like I had a missed opportunity there. Maybe I should have. My suitcase was already packed. I mean, I brought the very, very maximum amount of things that I could have possibly brought for my suitcase. And then leaving, I don't even know how I was able. I had to sit on my suitcase and close it. So there would have been no way that I would have been able to. I would have had to buy an extra box or bag and check it in, and I could have done that, I guess. I don't know. We just have this thing, me and my husband, we hate checking things in when we fly. So we normally fly Southwest, so we just bring in our one suitcase that we can take with us on the plane, and we just hate checking things in. I hate having to wait afterwards, when you land, for the luggage and just stuff like that. And then we're always worried because my husband did have something lost before at one point. So I don't know, we just don't do it. So there's a lot of reasons why I didn't thrift, but I actually should be starting to thrift more when I travel, and I think that I should, and maybe I will. But let me know in the comments if you guys do, and you know, have you found any like really awesome things while you were thrifting when traveling? Anytime I go visit my parents in Colorado, I always do thrifting there. When I lived in Colorado, I loved the thrifting. They had all kinds of really awesome things to thrift over in Colorado. So yeah, that's that with that. And the third question, what size poly bags do you use for your t-shirts? So I like to use, I have like 3 or 4 different size poly bags that I have in stock for t-shirts. Now, if you go on eBay and search for shipping supplies there, you can find some that are like variety packs of like different size poly bags. I actually bought one of those the last time. It was a really good deal. I can't remember how much I spent, but it was a good price, and it came with 4 different sizes. So it came with the 10 by 13, which is the ones that I normally use. But the 10 by 13s I feel like are really good for like if you're shipping jeans or like a sweater, or maybe like a men's like button-up shirt or something like that. Those sizes are really good. But just for like a standard t-shirt, or for like kids clothing, like women's clothing, just like your average like piece of clothing, the 10 by 13s are normally kind of big. I normally have to fold them over, and I don't really like doing that, honestly. I do like the poly bag I use to be more like, I wouldn't say snug, like I don't want it like squeezed in there, but I just like it to be like, to fit well, right? Where I don't have to like really fold it over. So I've been also like using like 10 by 11s have been really well. There was a 6 by 9 that's really good for like kid clothing, or like just smaller pieces of clothes. So that's typically how I did that. And then the other variety pack came with another size, but just off the top of my head, I just can't remember what it is. All right, and the fourth question is going to be, just curious, how do you store your plush, and do you throw them in the wash or hand wash? So I do store my plush in bins. I found that to be the best way to do it. I have about, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, I have about 6 bins in my garage. That's all stuffed animals, and I'm not gonna lie, I hate it. And I hate when I sell a stuffed animal, because I know that I'm gonna have to go into those bins and find them. I love selling stuffed animals, and I also hate it at the same time. Can anybody relate to that? Is it just me? They're just, oh gosh. And then yes, a lot of the times you do need to clean these plush. So what I do, and I learned this from Amy and Dan. What's the name of their channel again? The Hustle Couple. They buy the baby wipes. You know, the wipes you use to clean your baby's butt. Those ones are really good for taking kind of like lighter type stains off of stuffed animals, and I tried it. It actually works really well. So I do like to spot treat any stains or anything on a stuffed animal. If the stuffed animal doesn't have too much going on with it, like let's just say it doesn't have like accessories attached to it, it doesn't have any eyeballs that are like hard marble type eyes, and they're just seem pretty like soft, then I love to throw them in the wash. And I actually have really good success in washing plush. I've never, if the plush has hair, so let's say you have like a pony, like a My Little Pony stuffed animal, and it's got like hair for its tail or something, if you throw that in the wash, that will get destroyed. So you don't want to do that. But I love to wash my stuffed animals. I've had just really good success with them coming out really being clean and smelling fresh, and I always feel really good about it. So whenever I can wash a plush, I will. And sometimes you do have to hand wash them, because like with the My Little Pony, for example, I had a My Little Pony Build-A-Bear that was white, and it had a couple small little stains on it, so I had to hand wash it. So I just literally put it in my sink. I used Tide dish soap, and I just hand wash the pony, and then it was fine. So that's what I do with that. And I feel like I answered all those questions way faster than I was anticipating. It's a pretty short video. But I guess I could just talk to you a little bit about how my sales are doing. My sales are doing really well ever since I went back to promoted listings. My last video, I talked about how I decided I didn't want to promote like any listing that I had listed in the last 3 months because those were newer listings. So I was going to try it out. It did not work good for me. So I do realize that I need to be promoted. So I put it back to what it was before. All my listings are promoted now and my sales are doing good. They're actually doing great. The last couple days I've been selling lots of stuff. I've been feeling really good about my sourcing lately. I've been putting a lot more effort into my sourcing. It hasn't been as fun. I've been working a little bit harder at it. When I go to thrift stores, I'm just trying really hard to focus more. I'm putting way less things in my cart and putting a lot of things back that normally I wouldn't. And then because I'm not buying as much stuff now, I'm like normally like having to go like twice a week now. So I've been having to put more work into thrifting. But if you can put more work into thrifting, you don't have to list as much stuff. So I can just stick with listing my 10 items a day, and I don't have to be listing 15, 20, 30 items a day, right? I could just do the 10. So that's pretty much where I'm at with that. And another thing that I've kind of been doing the last couple of weeks too, that's really been helping me out. My mental health has not been good. And I've talked about this before. I think the weather has a lot to do with it. The time of year, I don't know. But I also haven't really been eating good and I haven't been exercising. So I've been trying to make an honest effort into trying to exercise more and eat better. And I think it's really helping me. It's giving me a lot more energy to be able to focus better on my listings so that I can make better listings. I can do more listings during the day. And I mean, it's just really, really has been making a difference. I've been trying to cut back a lot on the caffeine. Trying not to, I don't want to drink coffee every single day. I kind of feel like coffee is actually doing more harm than help. So that's been kind of dragging me down. I've just been drinking tea. Like, I feel like the teas that I drink does still have some caffeine in it. It's just not as strong. So being able to have just that little thing has been helping me, drinking more water and that kind of stuff. And I really feel like these changes have been really helping with my mental health. I've been focusing a little bit more on spending more time with God and in the Word, and that helps. And yeah, and my husband's been playing on the worship team at church. So he's been practicing a lot at home. So there's been a lot of like worship music in our home. And I really feel like that's just been like a positive change and just something really beautiful that like I'm really loving right now too as well. So, a couple of positive changes. And I think all the things just in our life, like when we do make positive changes, it comes around and it makes an impact on our sales, especially if you have any sort of business that you run inside your home. You got to get your home right. You got to get your head right. If you're working for yourself, you gotta be a good manager to yourself, right? You gotta push yourself and you gotta try hard. And oh my gosh, you guys, I hope you still got something from this video, even though it was pretty short. Let me know what you think of this, because I am thinking, like, if I run out of ideas for a certain date, to just do like some like Q&As and just talk about like random things. So let me know what you think. Is this stupid or do you like it? But you guys, never forget that when you thrift upon a star, all your dreams will come true. I'll see you all next time. Bye.